everybody, it's Chrissy, it's known as Wootini, or another gay gamer video podcast. As I mentioned in the last episode, after I filmed last week's episode, we went to see Godzilla -1, which was so good. It was so good. And it's also especially impressive because, according to Wikipedia, it cost $15 million to make. And I'm like blown away because it looked great. Like, there's one shot of like a bunch of soldiers on the deck of a warship that like they clearly just shot one guy and like copied and pasted him over and over and over again because they're all sitting in the exact same position. So it doesn't look great. But that was it. Everything else was amazing. Like, Godzilla looked amazing, the destruction looks amazing, like everything looked flawless. And I'm like, how did you do that for 15 million when like the Marvel movies cost like a couple $100 million, you know, and they don't make it back because they spent too much. But even more impressive than the special effects was the fact that Godzilla -1 creates characters that you actually like and care about what happens to them. Like, it's unheard of. They just don't do that in American monster movies. They're all cliches and annoying and whatever. These people, like, they actually crafted like a really good story that would have been interesting to watch even if Godzilla was not there. I mean, obviously that's a bonus having Godzilla there. That's what you're there for. But the actual story around it was so good. And I just was blown away. It's so good. It's so good. I highly recommend it. I was also a little annoyed though. Sitting down in the theater, the trailers start, and they threw up the Studio Ghibli logo, and I immediately closed my eyes because I don't want to see anything about The Boy and the Heron. Because when I went to see Godzilla -1, I knew nothing about this movie. Like, I knew it was a period piece, but I didn't know exactly when it was supposed to take place. Like, I didn't know what decade or what year or anything. I just knew it was period piece. I knew nothing else about the story, the characters, Godzilla, anything. I hadn't seen a trailer or a commercial or anything. So it was amazing to go in like completely cold and just not know what's coming next. And that's amazing. And The Boy and the Heron, it was the same thing because in Japan, they didn't even have trailers or commercials. They had a poster because it's Miyazaki's new final film. So everyone's just going to go see it anyway. They don't have to advertise it. But in America, they do. And I was super annoyed because I remember when I saw, it was either Trolls or probably Wish, but one of those, they had a trailer for it, and I closed my eyes so I wouldn't see anything, and it was in Japanese with subtitles, so I didn't understand anything, which was great. But then this time, I'm seeing Godzilla -1, which is in Japanese with English subtitles, and they show a trailer for The Boy and the Heron that's in English. I was so annoyed. I thought, oh, I'll just sit here and close my eyes, and I still won't know anything. But this one was in English, so I heard some dialogue and stuff, and it sort of gave me like kind of, thankfully it only gave me like a kind of like a small bit of what the plot might sort of be about. And it really is, like, having now seen the movie, which I saw this weekend, thankfully that was just one small part of the story. Like, the trailer didn't give away anything, thank goodness. It just gave away like one little bit that I was like, okay, that is part of the plot. But I was still going in cold, and I didn't know what to expect. I didn't know visually what was going to happen. I didn't know what I was going to see, and it's a wonderful way to watch a movie, especially when you're really looking forward to it. And I will say The Boy and the Heron is terrific. I don't know if I'd put it up at like top tier Miyazaki, like Spirited Away and Totoro and stuff, but it's definitely like just below that. You know, it's really good. It is beautifully animated. There are some visuals in here that are just so gorgeous. It makes me mad that in America, all we get is like, from Disney, Pixar, and Illumination, etc., all we get are the plastic CGI stuff, you know? Like, we don't get this kind of artistry, you know? All we get is the CGI crap, and it's like, ugh. So, gorgeous, beautifully animated. I will say it takes a little time to get like magical, but establishing all the characters and relationships and everything beforehand, taking all that time to establish that, it is worth it because it does pay off in the end. I felt like the magical stuff wasn't as like, it didn't feel as like established as like, say, something like Spirited Away, where there's like rules and you understand the world and everything, how it works and everything. Here it didn't feel as like solid and established, but I feel like that might also be on purpose given the story. And the climax is spectacular, and it sort of irked me that like there's like this little epilogue / coda at the very end, and that just felt very abrupt, and I kind of wanted just a little bit more to that. Though it's still lovely, and I also highly recommend that. As for games, I will say that I read a couple of reviews of the Avatar game. I mean, skimmed. I didn't want to get too detailed, but it seems like the Avatar game is not terrible. It's not like a groundbreaking new open world game that's like doing amazing things or whatever, but it's not like garbage. So I think it's worth playing. So now I'm like, okay, I think I will get this. The problem is that I can't buy it now because Christmas is coming and I might get it for Christmas, although I don't think I'll get it for Christmas because I've hinted, but my husband isn't very good at picking up hints when I lay them down. Like there was one time many years ago, and you know it's many years ago because it's a video game magazine, I would leave open to the full page ad for the game that I wanted for Christmas, and I would leave that magazine open. I'd fold it back and leave it open on the coffee table overnight so that he would see it. And I didn't get it for Christmas. And he's like, what? And I was like, there was this game I wanted for Christmas. I left the magazine out as a hint a few times. And he was like, what? I didn't realize. I thought you were just not putting your magazine away, and I was getting all annoyed at you for like leaving your magazine out on the coffee table every night. And I was like, Like, you can't hint. You have to literally be like, here's a list of what I would like for Christmas with links to where to purchase them. So I don't expect I would get it, but I also don't want to go and buy it because what if I get something else for Christmas and then, it's fine. I can wait, and it's better to wait because then it might go on sale. And it's not going to be like a huge sale, but it'll at least be like, if it could just be like $20 off, so it's not $70 and it's only $50, that way it's like the price of an actual normal game like they used to be, that would be great. But I don't want, just in case I get a game for Christmas, I don't want to buy anything right now. I have to wait until Christmas because I can only play one game at a time. And I can't have 3 games going at the same. Well, I can't have 4. As I've proven with Spider-Man, I can play Animal Crossing, Disney Dreamlight Valley, and another game. Like, it's doable. It's not ideal, but it's doable. Because I'm still playing Disney Dreamlight Valley. Sometimes just a quick session, and sometimes for like 2 hours. I just get all into it. And I know that eventually I will run out of things to do, and then it'll be like Animal Crossing, and I'll just check in and see what's new and check back out. But right now, there's still plenty of quests. Plus, they just released, because the game was finally officially released and it's no longer in early access, they released the full version of the game. There was a big update, and there's also the Rift in Time DLC. However, the Rift in Time DLC, I'm not getting, not yet, because it costs $30, and I'm like, I literally paid $30 for the full game. Like, how am I going to pay the same amount of money for DLC? Like, that, no. So I'll wait for that to go on sale. I mean, as much as I would like to have guests on, running around my village, no. It's too expensive right now, and I'm still in the beginning of the game. Anyway, I've only been playing it for like a month or two, so, like, I don't need that extra content now. The people who've been playing it for like a year, sure, they're probably super thrilled to have new content, even if they have to pay for it. And they didn't just pay $30 for the game, they paid $30 a year ago, so it's like, okay, another $30, whatever. But along with this paid DLC, there was also updates to the game that were free, that are just part of the game, such as multiplayer, which I I didn't really get into because I don't really know anyone who's playing it that I could go visit their valley or who they could come visit my valley. Although I would be curious to visit a valley where somebody's been playing for a year and it's all like super established and decorated and everything. Mine's still very slapdash because I don't care about decorating. But there's like this teleporter, and then you like you activate it and it gives you a code. So I thought, oh, it's like the code in Animal Crossing where you can say, here's the code to visit my village, and then someone just enters that, and then they go visit the village where you can go to somebody's island and just explore it and talk to people and then leave. And you don't actually affect their village. It's like a dream visit, you know. But when I tried that, it gave me a code, but then I couldn't like talk to anybody and I couldn't go in the castle. I was like, so I had to go back and turn it off because it seemed like it did open up the gate like in Animal Crossing so that someone could come visit. But every time you open your gate, there's like a new code. So it's not just visiting your friends on PlayStation who have the game and who have their gate open and you can just go. Like, I have to activate it in my game. I activate it, get a code, and then I give the code to my friend, and then my friend from the main menu, because you don't do it from in the game, you go from the main menu, you hit multiplayer, and then you enter in the code, and then they will visit my game. So it's kind of overly complicated, and I'm not sure how much I'll use it. Also, again, like, I don't know anyone who's playing who I could visit their village, so whatever. But, who cares? I don't care about multiplayer anyway. The problem is that's how you get like certain rare items is by visiting villages and stuff, so you unlock other stuff that way. So I might have to try to find somebody at some point to arrange a visit. The other thing that they did is that they've allowed you now the ability to you can get rid of villagers, which is good because the valley was getting a little crowded, but now I've opened up all of the biomes, so now I can put people in those biomes as well, so that's helpful. Because the meadow was getting like super crowded, I was putting everybody in there, which is not ideal. But now you can like basically like say, okay, Vanellope, I don't want you around anymore. Once you've maxed them out and done all their quests, you can get rid of them, and they'll only show up if they're like required for another quest that you happen to be doing, and then they'll just sort of show up so you can interact with them and finish your quest. But then you can kind of declutter your village, which is nice. But I'm still early in the game, so I haven't even invited everybody yet. I was excited. I found these little dolls, and Merlin's like, oh, you should check the Forgotten Land to see like where that, I think that's where they go. And I found a tree, and it had a jack-o'-lantern on the front, and I was like, hell yeah. And I found 3 of them, and I had to go search around for the 4th one. But once I found the 4th one and attached it to the tree, I got Jack Skellington. Super psyched about that one. I was very excited. I think he's newly added with this update, so that's exciting to get him. And then I also decided, there's a bunch of people in the castle that I haven't invited yet, like Lion King and Toy Story and whatever, but I decided to skip them and spend the Dreamlight that I had collected and invite Beauty and the Beast, because I just wanted them. I just like them best. I don't like Lion King, so I would rather have Beauty and the Beast in my valley first, and then later I'll add Simba and whatever, who cares? And Toy Story is like whatever. But I'm still working on adding more characters, so like I said, I don't care about adding paid DLC characters, because I still have the regular ones that I still need to invite. The other thing that I started this past week is with this new update and everything, they also started a new Star Path, which I've not done yet. I bought the game just after they finished one. This is like a new Winter Star Path, and basically what it is during the game, as I've mentioned before, you do tasks, you serve meals at the restaurant, or you do favors for your friends, or you mine certain number of gems or whatever, and you earn Dreamlight, which you then can unlock new characters and stuff. During the Star Path, there's additional tasks that earn you like these tokens that you can then exchange for rare, clothing and items and furniture and stuff during the Star Path, which runs for like a month or so. I think it runs into January. So I was like, great. The problem is it's free to just do, and you will earn tokens by just playing the game. Although you have to kind of like be like, okay, I'll spend time with Donald so that I can unlock that. Because normally you wouldn't spend 15 minutes hanging out with a character, but you need to in order to unlock and get those tokens. So the problem is that the free version only gives you like 3 items to choose from, and there's like some really cool furniture and clothing that's locked, and you have to spend moonstones in order to unlock the full Star Path, like the premium Star Path or whatever it's called. So you kind of have to, I had to spend a couple thousand, I think it was like 2,500 moonstones, and I was like, all right, it's not horrible, but I kind of wanted the clothes and the furniture, so I was like, fine. So I had to spend that in order to do this. So hopefully that's the only time I'm spending moonstones, so, which is where you have to spend real money to buy those, but I haven't had to spend real money because I still have a bunch. So hopefully I'll never have to spend money. It would be really frustrating to have a cool Star Path with lots of cool new stuff, and then I feel I don't have enough moonstones, and then I have to actually buy them with real money. That would suck a lot, and I'd be kind of mad about it. But we'll see if that ever happens. This is too long, and I'm going to shut up now, and I will see you for the next episode where I will talk about more whatever. Bye!